Buy it or...
How's it going? I'm John Rael.
And I'm Will Toussaint. And this is Buy It or Burn It,
The show where we present DVDs to you that I am selling on eBay for you to buy. And if you don't buy them, I burn them.
Burn it.
They're still confused. You know what? Why don't you check out a video of what happened to last week's DVDs that did not sell? Hey, so this was yet another week proving the very premise of this series, which is these are worthless. Now, WALL-E, if you know me, you know I have very mixed feelings about WALL-E. On the one hand, going to see WALL-E in theaters was hands down one of the best cinematic experiences of my life. This is a gorgeous film that told a wonderful story, but it also happens to be one of the most hateful movies I've ever seen. I mean, did you know that they use this to recruit Al-Qaeda members? I mean, the whole premise of this movie is that Western civilization and the progress it brings will destroy everything, including ourselves. In fact, I mean, if you look at the villain of the movie, it's like a metaphor for technology and progress. And if we are given those things, we will just become fat, stupid, lazy, awful. It is one of the most cynical things I've ever seen. This is another one of those that kind of hurts. I mean, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, this is not only one of my favorite movies of all time, but the younger gentleman, Mr. Jones, who you saw a few episodes ago, this is his favorite movie, and with good reason. I mean, to this day, I gotta say, this still holds up. But the reason I know it holds up is because I have watched the high definition version of it on my big screen TV. So, goodbye, DVD. Speaking of, you should catch it in high definition, not on a DVD. Serenity was a pretty awesome movie, you know. Very stupid that Joss Whedon would let all the fanboys go see it for free and then wonder why nobody paid to see it. But if you get a chance, you should check it out. Streaming. Remember when Peter Jackson was a good director? Remember those days? I mean, who would have thought that a 3-hour movie would not feel nearly as long as what he would go on to make? Yeah, this one's a little sad too. I mean, I was definitely under the impression that the South Park box sets would sell. I mean, for the record, we are not asking for a lot of money on eBay, like barely anything. And what money we are asking for, by the way, 50% goes to the Environmental Defense Fund. So feel free to help the environment while we're slowly destroying it by setting these on fire. It's not a perfect system, but it's fun. Okay, sir, since you are my guest, you picked out 5 DVDs that we are going to present to the audience. Now, what is the first one we got here?
The first one is House of a Thousand Corpses. It's a Rob Zombie film, which, like, you know, those are the classics right there.
Confession, this is definitely one of the movies I own that I've never watched.
You never watched this either?
And it looked cool. Like, it looked like, you know, that 70s era, like, raunchy grindhouse horror thing.
That's right. But this looks cool. It looks like, you know, it's got, like, special features, like direct commentary, like audition footage. I never see that anymore unless, like, you go to YouTube and, like, you're stalking someone.
Yeah, but sadly, kind of what kicked this whole series off was the realization that nobody really cares about special features anymore. Like,
No,
at all.
they don't.
Like, have you noticed that there is no forum, there is no polls where people are, like, asking for Netflix to bring back director's commentary?
Oh, yeah, no. That's a good point that, like, the whole streaming movie service has kind of gotten rid of all that.
It's dead, and nobody cared to begin with except for weirdo videophiles like me.
And also people that work in the industry. We're the only people that ever watched them.
That's it.
This next one is a real favorite, actually, from my childhood. It was, like, right on top. I loved home movies growing up.
Yeah.
It's actually one of the shows that made me really want to do, like, voiceover acting. I don't because I'm not good enough, but one day I will be, and this will be the kind of stuff I want to do.
Well, you don't have to be that good to do this kind of stuff, because
this
it was
stuff
just them.
This was
just,
also purposefully bad, I feel like.
Yeah, it was just them riffing with each other, and then they would animate over it later.
Yeah.
And if any of you know anything about me, you know Brendan Small is one of my heroes. And now, you know, I'm letting this go, but I'm keeping the first season so that one day I can have either Matt Stone or Trey Parker sign it. Because
There you go.
I had Brendan Small sign the first season of their DVD.
Nice.
So.
That's awesome. Yeah, keep that first one, buy the second one, or we'll burn it. And then Family Guy, I went for volume 1.
Premiere.
Classic Family Guy. Back when like we all really thought they were funny, like through and through.
This is one of those moments where somebody explaining something to you can change your perspective of the art. That South Park two-parter,
Yeah.
it was like, did you know the Emperor doesn't have any clothes? Like, oh my God, it's not funny anymore. I'm like, no. That was clever, but I'm gonna go back and watch Family Guy. I went back, I couldn't do it.
Oh no.
Like, it was dead
It was the same
forever.
for me. Like they really roasted Family Guy, and I heard that the writers at King of the Hill and at South Park like sent them gifts and like letters being like, "Thank you, South Park, for saying something that none of
From
us."
The Simpsons,
Yeah. Which leads me to the next one, obviously, second season of South Park.
Because I'm not gonna give up my first one signed
Never.
by Brendan Small.
Never. Somebody asked me the other day, they were like, "What's your favorite movie?" You know, which is hard to ask somebody in the business.
Yeah.
But like the first thing that came to mind was like South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut. So like at that time, you know, we were like young kids, like, you know, learning to curse and do all that stuff. And they kind of helped us understand, like, fuck everybody with, you know, just all that
Like,
stuff.
language is fine.
Language is fine. And then Vanilla Sky.
Oh, Vanilla Sky.
With
the
Tom
movie
Cruise.
Nobody really liked.
I have never seen this movie.
It's good. Like, I like it.
Is it good?
I thought it was well made. It's got a twist ending that's not even really. It's such a out of the blue, like, oh, there was nothing that could have explained this ridiculous ending to me.
Oh my God.
So it's like twist ending in quotes.
Yeah.
Although
But
Tom Cruise is still the lead in super hit movies. I don't.
that's crazy to me. Like
He'll
a
never be
bunch
stopped.
of people I knew were gonna go watch the new Mission Impossible, and I was like, really?
I've heard nothing but
We're
good
still
things about it.
participating in this?
I've heard it's amazing.
I also heard he broke his ankle on set,
Oh.
jumping into that building when he jumped across like 2 buildings. That's a good reason for me to see it. Does he run in this movie?
Yes.
He sprints in every movie,
Yeah,
right?
he does.
So he sprints in this one.
After the 90s, he had to prove that he was still young enough to run.
Oh my God.
All right, here's a special offer that you might not be aware of, William, which is that let's say that one of our viewers out there is terrified that somebody is going to purchase, let's say this, take it home and cherish it. If they're terrified of that happening, they can buy it themselves and destroy it in any way they want, as long as it's safe, legal, we're not liable, and send us the video, and we'll post it on next week's episode.
Boom. That's an awesome special offer. I might just buy one of those for that same reason, specifically Vanilla Sky.
Well, I believe that is our show. Thank you very much for stopping by.
Thank you,
Where-
John, for having me.
Where can they find you?
Oh, you can find me on Facebook at William Lawrence Olajuwon or William Toussaint. There you can find my show, The Mix and Serve, will be attached to me by the hip.
yeah.
My Twitter handle is Will_or_won't. It was my drunken alias. They would
Okay.
always say, you're either will or you won't. Those are the two people I am. And won't participate.
That's fair. Well, excellent. Thank you for stopping
Thank you,
by.
John.
That
This
is
was
our-
awesome. Buy
That is
it
our show.
or burn it.
Burn it. Yeah, another week, another burn. I realize that's not exactly what this channel exists for, but I assure you we have a lot more content coming out, so please keep checking back. And if you feel like helping us out, we got our Patreon, but more importantly to me at the moment, please sign up for our newsletter because the world is getting complicated and Web 2.0 is not really a thing that exists anymore. So we got to get old school. So please sign up for the newsletter where you will find an option to receive a personalized postcard from me. So sign up for that. And yeah, thank you for watching.